Yo, what up, everybody? It's B-Cide. Today, I want to talk about the biggest lesson I learned from 25 years in the music industry. And before I even get into it, let me just say this. Just because you don't know who I am doesn't mean I haven't done things. Not being a household name doesn't erase the work I put in. It doesn't erase the tours, the features, the grind, the albums, everything that I've done, you know? I've been doing this since the early 2000s. I was on my way at 28 years old. I was right on the cusp of the biggest tour of my life. Everything was lining up. Everything was pointing up. Then I got hit with MS. That changed everything for me. One minute, I'm planning out the next phase of my career. The next minute, my whole body feels like it's shutting down. And no matter how ready I was, no matter how ready, no matter how hungry I was, life decided to throw the hardest punch at me that it had. For real. I mean, it was horrible. But, here's the lesson that I learned. The biggest one in all these years, the biggest lesson that I learned in all these years is you don't quit because the plan changes. You adapt. So don't quit. Never give up. Just change the way that you do things. You know what I'm saying? The industry doesn't care about your excuses. Life doesn't care about your excuses. None of that matters. What matters is if you keep going. What matters is if you find a way to keep creating, even when things don't look the way you thought they would, you know? That's what I'm doing. I had every reason in the world to walk away. Most people would have tapped out when their health went sideways, you know? But I didn't. I just figured out a different way to do this. I built from home. I focused on music. I learned how to reinvent myself. I leaned into the internet. I built a brand. I started 55 Strong. I found new ways to connect. And, that's what the industry's taught me. You don't get to control what happens to you, but you get to control how you respond. You know, 25 years in this business has showed me success isn't about being famous. It's about longevity. It's about sticking around long enough to write your own story. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, you might not know my name. You might not know my whole catalog. But don't ever confuse that with not having a career. Don't confuse that with not putting in the work. Don't confuse that with not being a part of this culture for decades. The biggest lesson I learned is very simple. Keep going, even when life tries to break you. Adapt, evolve, stay in the fight, and that's all you got to do. That's all that it is for today. So stay strong, stay wicked. It's B-Side. Peace out.